It's been over 200 years since the Garifuna people were exiled from their homeland, St. Vincent, by the British. They arrived in Roatan, Honduras. Some departed for Guatemala, some departed for Nicaragua, and some arrived along the southern coast of Belize in Central America, where they were quickly disliked and distrusted by the governments of Belize. They were exiled from St. Vincent because they wouldn't conform. They were exiled from St. Vincent because they knew deep within their psyche that they had to maintain their identity as Garifuna. They were exiled because they knew they had to maintain this rich and vibrant culture to share with future generations. Today, we celebrate the arrival of the Garinagu to Belize with drums and songs of praises. Today, I stand on the shoulders of our chief, Joseph Chatouillet. I stand on the shoulders of Elejo Beni, and I stand proudly and firmly on the shoulders of Thomas Vincent Ramos. These men fought diligently to maintain our identity as Garifuna. Garinagu, chuluhan ledan lumaya belida aba. Chuluhan ledan lu wichigu sereme hon wayunagu luwagu wa lagante le risibe le hichikebe won. Take it away, Bill Flores, coming to you live from Los Angeles, California.
Niduhin, this is Bill Flores of Garivision, live from the site of the Garifuna Mass, celebrating the 19th of November. We are here in Los Angeles at the Nativity Church here in Los Angeles, celebrating our Mass. I have with me here this morning someone that's familiar to the Garifuna community here in Los Angeles and probably in the diaspora. I have with me, welcome, DJ Labuga. Ida Bianchi.
Magalit na awuti agamuro.
Where do you get them?
Okay, thank you. I want to say thanks to your program for giving me the opportunity to be here. It's a wonderful day. We're celebrating such a number of things. Today is not only the arrival of Garinagu into Belize, the 19th of November celebration celebrated here on the 14th of November. We have groups of Gayusas who came from New York. We have Father Cacho, who came all the way from Honduras. We have people from Guatemala, people from Nicaragua, people all over the place, including people from Trinidad and Tobago here who came from New York. So they're here among us celebrating, which is an event that in Los Angeles has been growing and growing up until today, being one of the most important events outside of Belize.
How important it is that we celebrating this Mass today here in Los Angeles?
Well, Bill, I believe that it gives Garifuna people identity. It gives Garifuna people a sense of belonging. It gives Garifuna people a sense of culture, because this is part of passing the culture on to the children that we see around us. The children learn from what we adults do. And if this is what we're instilling in our children, I think they will continue this tradition year after year. So it is very important to have this celebration after the arrival of Elejo Beni into Belize. We started with a radio show back in, I would say, about 5 years ago with Labuga.com. It was a project where we saw the venue to play Garifuna music 24/7. So with the help and collaboration of Martin Bermudez in New York, who runs a website called Labuga.com, he is the engineer behind making the website a radio station. So we combine our expertise, me being a DJ and having a good collection of Garifuna music, and him being the technician behind the website, we were able to open a radio station where we would play Garifuna music 24/7. The project ran for about 2 years. We got tired, we left it alone, and then we came back this time with a brand new website called lmbroots.com. It's a Garifuna website run by another young man, very intelligent, from La Boca, Livingston, in the Bronx. His name is Jonathan Silva. Jonathan Silva put his brains behind the website. He is one of those young men who says, you know what, we need music. We need our music to be played because we have no radio stations in New York or in Los Angeles or anywhere in the United States or even back home that plays Garifuna music. So when we look at the radio stations in Belize, heavily reggae. When we see radio stations in Guatemala and Honduras, what do they play? Mostly Spanish music. So there is no venue at this point other than internet radio that plays Garifuna music 24/7. So I want to invite you, because we have created a show called Garifuna Music and Talk with DJ Labuga every Wednesday from 7 to 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We are on lmbroots.com and in combination with a rebroadcast from a local radio station here called radiocentroamerica.com. And when we do the show, we try to invite people such as you and people in the diaspora. You will be next, actually, because we want to be able to introduce to our people in New York and all over the world, because we have listeners in St. Vincent and whatever people are interested in knowing about Garifuna, so they could see what you are doing with this television show.
When did you first become interested in Garifuna music? Because I know you play Garifuna music, you promote Garifuna music, you promote everything Garifuna. So when did you first become interested in this culture?
Bill, it's a long story, really, but I want to make it nice and short. But back in the days, growing up in Guatemala, my mom worked for the government as a health officer, so she would be given the task of going into the villages in Guatemala, including Garifuna villages, such as Livingston and Puerto Barrios, and she would teach family planning. So that's how I got introduced to Garifuna. It was something different because I grew up in a Mayan town where I would say 60% of the population is Mayan and the 40% were people mixed like me. I mixed with Chinese and Spanish, so you could tell, it's just a whole different thing when you go from my hometown to a Garifuna village where you see people of different color, of different culture, of different music, of different way of living. So that was a shock to me that we had such a wonderful people living in Guatemala.
Well, let me take this opportunity now to thank you publicly for all that you've done to help to advance this culture. You will always be respected by Garifuna. As a matter of fact, you are Garifuna. So I want to thank you publicly for all you've done to help expose our culture.
Thank you, Bill. Appreciate it. Thank you for the opportunity to be here and to say hello to your wonderful audience. I think we need to come together and work as a team because when we're divided, I don't think we'll be able to accomplish as much as we could as we work together. So thank you. Thank you, Niabu, and we'll see you soon.
I have with me today a friend of Garifuna. This is Renu. What attracts you to Garifuna culture?
I guess the main thing is the unity and the spirit of togetherness, and I don't know, I just feel good when I'm around everybody. And I think that a lot of our cultures that are indigenous have a lot of similarities, and I see those, and I'm attracted to them.
I seen you walking through the crowd, and you seem to know a lot of people here. How long have you been affiliated with most of these people that are here?
Well, most of the people in LA I met through different things, probably through the language classes. So maybe 5 years, but because I was a Peace Corps in Belize, I've been kind of a little bit into the community for about 30 plus years maybe.
So you first learned about Garifuna culture when you were a Peace Corps volunteer in the country of Belize. Could you say where were you stationed when you were in Belize?
Oh, I was stationed a little bit all over because I was doing a health project that took me out to the villages, but I was mostly in Belmopan actually. So, but I was able to travel, so that was nice. I got to know a little bit about all the different communities, not just Garifuna. So.
Okay, but you seem to become attracted to the Garifuna culture,
Yeah.
and we do appreciate you. Okay, you're welcome.
Very
Is there anything else you'd like to tell the Garifuna people on the celebration of this great day?
I don't know if this is correct, but Buidila Basuguruni Hafedu Garifuna Garinagu.
I have with me Miss Laura Garnett. She should be familiar to our audience because she is one of the stars of the Garifuna film, Garifuna in Peril. Gloria, welcome to Gary Vision. How are you doing today?
Oh my God, Etienne. I'm okay. I'm fine. Looking at all these beautiful Garifuna people, oh boy. This is wonderful. So proud of my people.
Okay, so why do you think of the celebration? Why do you think of the mass celebration that you just walked out of?
Well, to me, it's getting better and better every year. Better and better. I thought we were losing it, but no, it's coming back. Coming back.
Okay, what kind of feedback have you gotten from your great performance in that film?
Well, you know what? People have been approaching me. They want to know when we're going to continue with the next part of the movie. So we have to get busy now.
Okay, the movie she's talking about, she referred to as Garifuna in Peril. Thank you, Gloria, for taking time to talk to us in Gary Vision.
Thank you for having me, Mr. Estrada and Mr. Flores.
So, Remy, I'm here with Dr. Aranda, celebrating November 19th Mass here in Los Angeles. Dr. Aranda will be doing a series of talks about Garifuna history, revising Garifuna history. And this man have a lot to say about our history because most of us have a tendency to start our history from the slave ships. Dr. Aranda, what can you say about that?
The most important thing is that we have no connection to slavery. We were here in the Americas long before the Europeans. And we have been in all of Central, South, North America, as well as the Caribbean. And that was long before the Europeans.
I'm here with PG Gal. PG Gal, how are you doing?
I'm doing fine, enjoying this day.
What is special about this day?
The reason why this day is very special to me is because this is 100% who I am, Garifuna Nuguya Sagueyo.
Okay, and what is the significance of Garifuna Day to you as an artist?
As an artist, I just appreciate where the struggle my ancestors fought to have us celebrate today, to have this as a holiday, and just to be from Belize and from PG and know that all the struggle where they gone through, just to make sure that we today could enjoy this day and our future kids could enjoy this day, and it just means everything to me. It's just who I am deep down inside.
Okay, can we expect any new music from you in the near future?
Yes, sir. Well, expect, I try change things right now because I'm getting back to my roots. The older I get, the wiser I get, and I think that time now for I embrace my Garifuna heritage as far as language and as far as music. So I'm starting to do some Garifuna music, and this is exclusive information, and you're the first one to know this.
Okay, so we can expect to hear Garifuna music from PG Gal.
Yes, sir. And everybody, yes, start to expect Garifuna music. Solely Garifuna music, no Creole, no English, all Garifuna, 100%.
Okay, and okay, I want to thank you for talking to us.
Big up Gary Vision always, I'm saying the #1 station for Garifuna people. Yeah, Garifuna Nuguya. Paini Nibe.
Okay, we're here today talking to Miss Garifuna 2015-16. Miss Amanika Zuniga. Miss Amanika Zuniga, Ida Biagi.
Magarit Nangaway.
Woody got game. Okay, so we'd like to continue this in our grandmother's language, but we know the challenges that is going to present for our listeners. Could you tell us how does it feel to be the new Miss Garifuna?
It's overwhelming at times, but it's exciting, and I have a lot of plans going forward with what I'm going to do with this title.
Okay, we think a part of being Miss Garifuna is being an ambassador for the culture and especially for the language. How do you plan to carry this out?
Well, I actually have a flight going to Belize Sunday night, and I'm going to go visit around in a couple of schools and some villages down there. and just talk to the kids, because I feel like the main thing that I want to focus on is language and culture preservation. So I think that's a very important message to get out there, is that we have to preserve our language and culture.
Good. So you're going to be in Belize, and you're going to be spreading the culture and help to spread the culture. And you know, we have some great people in our culture in the past. For example, say if Joseph Shatoué was to walk up here right now, what would you say to him?
Oh my gosh, that's a heavy question. First of all, Sereme, you know, logo soon le badu be won, and no chubalun nagadahani le badu be won. No chubalun nagadahani buid.
Okay, so Miss Garifuna Los Angeles, 2015-16, she'll be visiting Belize within a few days. It was a pleasure talking to you. Is there any other message you'd like to send to our young Garifuna people?
You guys, talk to your grandparents and your aunts and uncles and your parents and try, because I know that there are a lot of you young people who are thirsty for our language and culture, and you want to know, you want to learn, but you have to go and ask for it. People aren't going to come to you and give you unless you're asking for it. So go to your people, go to your grandparents, go to your parents, and ask them to teach you, and they will.
Okay, is there anything else you'd like to say to our Garifuna people here?
Thank you guys. Thank you all for coming out. It was a great turnout at the pageant, and it's always a great turnout at the Mass. So, you know, thank you for the support.
Roy, what does this day mean to you?
Man, it means a lot to me, especially here in the United States. You don't expect to see that Garifuna people come from all over the United States. We're talking about New York, Chicago. Some people are here from Miami, and we also have people from Belize who actually come out here in Los Angeles to celebrate this wonderful event that we call the Garifuna Settlement Day. You know, the 19th. I feel so blessed that I'm happy to be a part of it. You know, to play a big role as a drummer, and not only a drummer, but to help with the organization. And you know, I'm very excited.
Well, you know, you're one of our premier drummers here in Los Angeles, and you have your own followers, myself included. Where will you be drumming today?
Today I'll be at Aunt Martha. That's on Wadsworth and King, right? Wadsworth. I'm not sure the address, but I'll be at Aunt Martha, and then I have a private function later at a birthday party for somebody. But that's it. I'll be at Aunt Martha today and tomorrow.
Okay, I have a question for you. If Joseph Shatoué was to walk up to us right now, what would you say to him?
I would say thanks for everything. Thanks for everything. It's through him that we're here, and we're about that we are able to celebrate this historic moment. You know, I would say thank you. And I can't appreciate him enough.
Well, look who just walked in, TV Ramos.
Oh my God.
What would you say to him?
Speechless. I really don't know what I would say to Mr. Thomas Vincent Ramos. You know, he gave us the public and bank holiday in Belize, the 19th of November as a public and bank holiday. That wasn't an easy task, and the journey it took to just get to that level, it's very hard. You know, so I really don't know what I would say. Okay. Honestly.
I just want you to know that we appreciate you, and we appreciate you for sharing your talents. Don't ever give it up. Sereme.
Yeah, and I appreciate that you show it how much you appreciate what I do, and that's what keeps me going, you know. I appreciate it. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, this is Roy the Drummer, bigging up Gary Vision. Do remember, keep it locked, Gary Vision.
I have with me Miss Anita Martinez, one of the figures in Los Angeles who helped to promote and keep Garifuna culture alive. How are you doing today, Miss Martinez?
I'm doing great. I'm doing absolutely great. It's a lovely day today.
I want you to know that we do appreciate you. We do appreciate all the work that you've put in to help to maintain this culture here alive. What is the significance of November 19th to you?
Well, to me, it is a time, an opportunity for Garifuna people from all walks of life, all communities, to come together and kind of reaffirm their Garifuna-ness. It is the commemoration, of course, of our arrival to Belize, but then the yearly celebration gives us an opportunity to come together again to, like I said before, reaffirm our oneness as Garifuna people.
Okay, you hit the nail on the head. I have one more question for you. If Joseph Shatue was to walk up towards us right now, what would you say to him?
I would say, Chief Baba, we are holding on, and thank you for all you did.
This is a good day, folks. I have here with me today an actor, a Garifuna actor, Mr. Mark Martinez. How are you doing?
I'm doing wonderful. It's great being out here, perfect weather, mingling with my folks and just having a great time. 19th of November.
Okay, you mentioned 19th of November. This is what we are celebrating. What is the significance of this date to you?
Man, it's great significant. I mean, it's so proud to be a Garifuna. I mean, coming from, I grew up in Belmopan, and a lot of Garifunas were proud to be Garifunas, actually don't speak Garifuna. And I told a few friends, actually I told an American actor, I said, I'm a Garifuna. I don't act proud, I am proud. It's in my genes, it's in my heritage. And I said, one day, there will be Guion, Creole, who will claim Garifuna, even if they're not Garifuna. Because the culture that's unending, it's like, wow, a people who can never be broken. Never be broken. I'm proud to be a Garifuna.
It's not many people that can read our language. I notice yearly you come to this service and you read in Garifuna. Where did you learn that from?
My friend Ben helped me. Ben Flores? Yeah, Ben helped me with my Garifuna. My aunt Anita that you interviewed earlier also helped me. And I go to the third week service. I try to go as often as possible. If I'm not doing an acting job, I'll be there on the third Sunday. And I'm just trying to learn and get my language back, get my culture, just keep it going,
Well, being a working actor, what kind of advice would you give to the young Garifuna who wants to be an actor?
Man, just be true to your craft, be true to your language, be willing to learn and grow, and whatever you learn and grow, pass it on to someone else. Let's pass it on here to help each other and keep our culture and our community going. Do it through true art.
Thank you, Mr. Mark Martinez.
Thanks for having me.
Okay. What's your name?
Nancy Lee Serrano.
What's the significance of November 19th to you, Ms. Serrano?
The significance of the 19th celebration brings to mind the arrival of our ancestors from Yorume, their hard journey, their suffering, their pains, and within that, their laughter and the enjoyment that they had while they were building lives and building their families.
I know that you are proficient in the Garifuna language. What kind of advice would you give to our youngsters who aspire to speak the language?
Speaking our language is a blessing because there are so many different cultures with their languages, and guess what? They never forget their language. So we need to uphold and upkeep our language so that our culture can go further than what it is right now. Without the language, we're nothing.
Good. Speaking of the language and the culture, our great chief, Joseph Shatue, if he was to walk up here right now, what would you say to him?
Ida biangi gunda na lunari hini. Sereme nia bun bagenda gun luago wa salbaron yurume again luwea bichilu ya humbalisi.
Sereme nia bun.
Iterla.
Okay. I am here with Amani Flores at the celebration of November 19th here in Los Angeles. Amani, what does Garifuna, who are Garifuna people?
Garifuna people are people who are black people who has never been slaves.
Okay, and this outfit that you're wearing, what kind of outfit is it?
This is a Garifuna outfit.
And why do you wear this outfit?
Because I am in a dance group, and my dance group is called the Cultural Garifuna Dance Group.
Okay, good. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I have with me Nikki Martinez of a Garifuna dance group. Ms. Martinez, what's the name of your dance group?
The name of my dance group is called Iseri Isanigu Cultural Group.
And what does Iseri Isanigu mean?
Iseri Isanigu means the new generation.
Okay, and you have a new generation of dancers. You are one of the dance group that really helps to portray Garifuna culture in a positive light. What made you use this approach?
Actually, what made me use this approach, I believe that it was an inner calling of mine. My ancestors have been composing songs. One of my grandmothers is actually a composer. They said she was part of the Subers or something to that. Yeah, so Lady Lord, she used to compose songs. So I'm just following in my ancestors' footsteps.
You know, there's a lot of people in dance groups here, but most of them don't sing. But I notice everybody in your dance group sing the songs while they're dancing. What kind of effort did you guys put into that aspect of it?
We actually practice every weekend. Pretty much we practice every weekend. If there's a weekend that we cannot meet, we meet during the week sometime. But everyone is required to sing in my dance group. I feel that a dance group isn't just about the dancing. Upkeeping the culture, learning the songs and learning what some of the songs mean. So that's why we sing the songs. We try to find out who are the composers. Sometimes it's kind of difficult because many of them have passed on, but I've been asking around some of the elders. So we've been doing our own little research here and there.
I want to thank you for your contribution to our culture. I have one more question for you. If Joseph Shatouye was to walk up towards us right now, what would you say to him?
Well, that's a good question. I would definitely say, I would say, Bwiti Amidi, Naruguti.
Good. Thank you, Nikki.
Thank you.
Mr. Locario is here. He travels here every year to attend this event. Mr. Locario, where do you travel from to come here to Los Angeles?
Now it's a lot closer. I'm in Deer Valley, which is maybe 4 miles west of Phoenix, Arizona. So the travel here is either 400 miles by road or maybe an hour by flight to get to Los Angeles so I can celebrate with my family.
Okay, what's the significance of November 19th means to you?
Well, the significance of November 19th is kind of dynamic. My full heritage, my mother and father are Garifunas, and I consider myself not a hybrid but a true pure Garifuna. And they taught me everything that they knew, and whatever is missing I've picked up from the Los Angeles, New York, Chicago, and Florida and Houston communities. And as a result now, even if I'm not near one of the divisions where the Garifuna celebrates the 19th, I could hear the drums in my spine, in my ear, and even in my sleep. So the 19th resonates spiritually and when I can physically with me and my family.
Okay, so the sounds of Garifuna drum lives in your psyche.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
You keep them in reserve so you can pull them up whenever you want to.
Always.
I want to thank you for taking the time to talk to us here at Gary Vision.
I appreciate the opportunity, and I hope that everyone can get the message. I'm
here with my brother, Mr. Kenneth Flores. What does November 19th mean to you?
Well, November 19th means to me that a great day for me because that's the day when the Carib's gonna get a Belize after coming out of Balisor, Corrigan, was a Honduras area. So November 19th is the day when we reached Belize. It wasn't for November 19th, a lot of us wouldn't be here. You know.
Okay.
That's why I look at it. And November 19th means a whole lot to me. I mean, it's part of my living. I mean, without November 19th, I mean, I'm nobody in a way. You know what I'm saying? You know.
So you are fully aware of the struggle that brings us for November 19th to be a national holiday in the country of Belize.
That is so fantastic. When I was growing up in Belize, it was a national holiday, but now it's good that it's been recognized as a Garifuna National Day, and it's been celebrated all throughout Belize, which is very, very fantastic. I mean, we are the culture of Belize. Garifuna is the culture of Belize.
Do you have a special message for Garifuna children?
The Garifuna children, what we need to do is educate yourself. Without education, you ain't going nowhere. We need to educate ourselves. And That's it. It's education and stay in the culture. We need to be cultural. We need to stay in our focus. We need to focus on our culture. That's what we need to do. Focus on our culture.
Okay, I want to thank you for taking the time to talk to us
Thank you,
here at Gary Vision.
Yeah. Thank you, Bill, my brother. You know. Thanks.
Ms. Esther Nunez is visiting us from New York to come celebrate November 19th with us. Ms. Nunez, what is the significance of November 19th?
November 19th, to me, signifies the reenactment of our ancestors. It's a reconnection whereby we connect with our people. So November 19th is a time whereby we have to experience what we experienced. We lived Urumé. So this is very significant in regards to our culture. It is the core of our Garifuna culture.
Ms. Katana, what is the significance of November 19th to you?
November 19th is very profoundly important for the Garifuna people. This is the day that signifies our arrival to the shores of Belize, having been thrown off the shores of St. Vincent via Roatan, later on to Belize.
So this day is very important. And so this holiday in Belize, when did it start in Belize, or around what time, or was it, when did it become a national holiday?
It became a national holiday in Belize through the work of Thomas Vincent Ramos. He agitated the government. That may have been that had to be early 1970s. But initially, it was celebrated only in the Stan Creek district prior to going to a national holiday from north to south, from Corzal to Punta Gorda. It was initially in Stan Creek district only.
You use an interesting term there when you say he agitated the Belize government for this holiday. Could you expound on that?
Yes, because if you understand the nature of history and the way the colonizers wanted to keep us suppressed, his task and what he has done wasn't an easy feat. There were many young persons who sat at his feet and shared his vision, like my dad, Simeon Sampson. There was names that I can recall, Godsman Ellis, Bengushe. But there are a few young men who were around him who shared the vision, and there were many who thought he was crazy.
Oh.
Such ideas being proffered in a small community. And I'm of the view that that's a personal opinion, that he was influenced by Marcus Garvey.
Okay.
Because his theme was Garifuna unity, the need for people to get together, the need for the Carib society, the health. He was trying to get funding for the older people and the artisans and that kind of thing. So he had a vision.
So this man, Mr. T.V. Ramos, what audacity, huh?
He was a visionary.
How dared him wanted a Garifuna holiday in a British colony?
He was a visionary. He's the likes of Martin Luther King.
Uh-huh.
He's the likes of Mandela, in my opinion.
Yeah, you mentioned that Marcus Garvey influence on the inception of this day that maybe triggered him.
Well, that is only a personal opinion. I think the research would have to be done.
Yes.
To substantiate that. But what I do know from the little history I've read is that the timing of the agitation, 1940s, 50s, 1940s, was when, do I have my dates right? Was when Marcus Garvey was moving around Central America, speaking to the blacks and talking about the importance of black people uniting. He was in Guatemala, he was in Panama, Costa Rica. Because remember, that's where the black people went with the banana plantations, to the sugar industry, that kind of thing. So Marcus Garvey was in that area at the time, moving around the black communities. So that's why I say there must be a link, but there's no research. I have no proof.
Right,
there's no evidence of that.
Yes,
I'm just giving you that's my supposition.
And it seems to fit because if you like you said the calendar fits.
Mm-hmm.
It fits
the timeline,
the timeline,
the context there.
Yes, and one more question. If Joseph Chatoué was to walk up towards us right now, what would you say to him?
Chatoué, wow. Wow. If Joseph Chatoué was to walk towards me right now, I would say that I was pleased to have laid a wreath at the obelisk in Urume. That was 8 to 10 years ago. And that his work and his fight was not in vain. That the people remain strong. Even though we starved and died and suffered in Baliso, his vision was carried on and is being carried on today.
I appreciate you taking the time to talk to us today. Really great. Thank you. Sereme.
Sereme Niebo.